anybody can just say, "Oh, the media is a problem. The media is the problem. I hate the media." It's not hard. It doesn't take a a big doesn't take a whole lot of mental work to just say the media sucks. But there's no. I want to go deeper into this some other time. But why is the media? What are people even talking about when they say that? But what does the media deserve criticism for? But that's the thing, is the media is so diverse now. It's so many different things. I mean, there's all types of news media. There's television media, there's radio media, there's print media, there's magazines, there's newspapers, right? There's just so many different levels of what the media actually is. Now we have all this new media online, right? And, to a certain degree, we have all this new media online, and to a certain degree, you could see how some of the mistakes that are made in the corporate media, big media, mainstream media, taking, the alt-right was talked about in very, rose-colored glasses terms, like, oh, they're just very right-wing supporters of Donald Trump, which the whole term alt-right was coined by the neo-Nazi Richard Spencer to hide the fact, to obscure the fact that white supremacists and neo-Nazis were organizing for Donald Trump. We're just alternative conservatives, was how they tried to do it. Now, this is why, as a consumer of media, it's on all of us, right? I'm a journalist myself, but it's on all of us to make sure that we are, consuming outlets that understand and put in the legwork and put in the research to understand what they're talking about, what they're telling you about. I know I have some tech issues on my channel sometimes during my live streams, but I mean, for the real meat of stories, we're talking about, making sure, having the integrity and the editorial responsibility to know your stuff before you, platform somebody who might be problematic or, downright obscurantist. Recently, we saw progressive, supposedly progressive YouTube host Jimmy Dore. I have several, every time I make a video about Dore, I'm met with a lot of negativity from some of his fans on my channel. I mean, I have a few hundred followers on my channel. I have a very small channel. It's not even a year old yet. But media has always been a kind of a self-policing thing. Unless you're committing straight up libel or something legal, media is self-policing. And, here in left, progressive, online new media, we need to hold each other accountable. And that was recently done for Jimmy Dore. If you guys don't know, Jimmy Dore, we'll blow past all the force the vote stuff. Just go look at my previous videos about that. But recently, to follow up the force the vote debacle, Jimmy Dore decided to platform a Boogaloo Boy. The Boogaloo Boy is a far-right extremist group that shows up to street protests with guns, and they make a lot of claims about themselves. They claim that, we support, all these left groups, Black Lives Matter. We will back up Antifa when we think we're just anti-government, so we will defend them against the police. Jimmy Dore brought on a Boogaloo Boy and was just totally incredulous about how, he says he's for Black Lives Matter. He says he's pro-LGBTQ. Wow! Made this big deal of it. But then Jimmy Dore recently did an interview, and he faced a lot of criticism for that. But he recently brought somebody on his show. I'm sure he's regretting now more. I guess probably more than bringing on the Boogaloo Boy. But Jay Coleman says in the comments, Jimmy Dore 2 Electric Boogaloo. Exactly. But this guy, Rod Weber. Rod Weber is a documentary filmmaker. Sneak peek, has on YouTube a sneak peek of his latest documentary, 2020, The Dumpster Fire. That's pretty funny. But so check this out. Jimmy Dore invited me in 2016 to his show, but never aired. This time I went on to talk to him about my new film. Even after he berated me, I used kid gloves. 10 days of excuses from Jimmy Dore. Let's have that honest discussion about Tucker Carlson, Tim Pool, and Kyle Rittenhouse now. So Jimmy Dore isn't releasing the interview, I believe. But listen to this. This guy recorded his own side of it. This is fascinating.
Latest movie is called 2020, The Dumpster Fire. It's Rod Webber. How representative do you think that guy that I interviewed is representative of the Boogaloos?
If you look to, say, Unicorn Riots, leaked chat from Discords, you can hear them in their own voice, very many of them saying all kinds of racist things. So I have to say that there is some merit to what people are saying. I mean, first and foremost, I would even say you need to start talking more shit about Tucker Carlson and his rants about his white nationalism. You need to be talking shit about Tim Pool.
Rod,
listen to this.
Don't do that.
What are you doing, man? What are you doing?
We're not talking about fucking Tucker Carlson. We're not talking about shit I should be doing. We're talking about this fucking guy and the Boogaloo Boys. I'm not.
Yeah, they're on a spectrum, Jimmy, and you seem to like hanging out with these guys or talking to them at least.
What the fuck are you doing?
Oh, okay, well then.
Can you talk about what we're talking about? I asked you about the Boogaloo Boys, and you start telling me what I should be doing with Tucker Carlson.
All right.
How dare you?
Well, then let's go directly to his Twitter threads. And all the stuff. What about all this stuff from Magnus talking about his support of Kyle Rittenhouse?
Dude, I'm asking you about the Boogaloo Boys and what you know about them.
Okay, so
and if what the ADL is saying is correct, is what the ADL saying, is that correct?
What I know about this particular Boogaloo Boy, Magnus Panvidya, in his own words on Twitter, he's talking about his support of Kyle Rittenhouse, and it's a hill that he's willing to die on. When asked whether he's left or right, and whether BLM is more important than what happened with Rittenhouse, he says he'll die on that hill, the Rittenhouse hill.
Now, I'm sure you guys know who Kyle Rittenhouse is. I don't need to explain it to you, but he's the 17-year-old in Wisconsin who murdered Black Lives Matter protesters. Showed up to a protest with, a rifle that he wasn't legally supposed to have and killed people with it because he wanted to protect people's property. So, this guy who claimed to be for Black Lives Matter is celebrating a guy who murdered Black Lives Matter activists.
And he says, I choose both / shrug.
I say you guys know because I give you much more credence and I have better confidence in my audience, all 11 of you here with me right now, than I do Jimmy Dore. Because listen to this.
I mean, there is some merit to what people are talking about.
Okay, so that guy in particular, you're saying that guy in particular is a defender of Kyle Rittenhouse.
Correct.
Okay. All right. And so and Kyle Rittenhouse was the guy. Was it Wisconsin?
Yeah, the Kenosha, Wisconsin. Yeah, the Kenosha shooter.
Yeah. And who did he killed? Who did he kill?
He didn't even know. Yeah, the guy who said, "Oh, he's Jimmy Dore. He supports Black Lives Matter." He was celebrating the guy who did Kyle Rittenhouse shoot? Give me a break. Really quick, J. Andrew World says, "I'm Facebook friends with Jimmy Dore and he follows me on Twitter." Well, that's fun. That's a fun little tidbit there. I don't know what you could do with that. Tribunus Plebis says, this guy is so fucking dumb. I'm sorry, but he is dumb and completely willfully ignorant and uneducated, which would be fine if he wasn't talking to millions of people about this stuff. Exactly. And you know what? There was a back and forth about this on the Facebook group, and somebody bristled at just the use of that term uneducated about this. And I'm sorry, but I am just a dude here sitting on YouTube talking into a microphone. It's nothing special, as I like to say. But I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not going to talk about stuff I have no idea about. I will say, well, I don't know what that is. And especially if what you want to talk about is allying with right-wing extremists, people who just clearly tried to, stage some type of a coup, a white supremacist one, in the Capitol. If you paid any attention to Black Lives Matter rallies across the U.S., a lot of the violence at them and some of the destruction was done by right-wing provocateurs. We had a cop here in California in Oakland who was shot dead near a protest, a Black Lives Matter protest. Wasn't shot dead by a protester. He was shot dead by a Boogaloo Boy. Stephen Correa, the Air Force veteran in Boogaloo Boy. He also shot a Santa Cruz sheriff's deputy who tried to detain him. There were 3 right-wing extremists busted by the FBI who were planning to attack a BLM rally in Las Vegas, Nevada. Jay Coleman, you live in Las Vegas. One of my people in my comments here. So, this isn't about it being an elitist, some coastal elitist. I live in California. I live in an ag town. I drive a used Toyota. I got Costco jeans on right now, okay? I am not some kind of elitist. I got a gap in my tooth because I don't have dental insurance to get the root canal, okay? Nobody's going to call me an elitist. But I'm going to know my shit. That's not being an elitist. If you want to bring in an obscurantist, if you did any cursory study of the Boogaloo Boys, you'd know that they wear Hawaiian shirts and they will do things like fly the pride flag to be obscurantist, to obscure their message. But when you just do just a little bit of research, you're going to find that, guess what? They totally know what they're doing. They know the game they're playing. If you go in to where they're talking to each other, they're just trying to be a little more, sly about it. Fishhead here says, yeah, coastal elitists. We have rodeos in our town, LOL. Yeah. The rodeo. But so check this out.
The Kyle Rittenhouse support is problematic to a lot of lefties. It's like saying, oh, we're going to get together with Charles Manson. Oh, okay, but he wrote some Beach Boys songs,
Okay. That makes sense, Rod. That makes sense. Yeah. I would have a problem with that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big problem, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So then what do we do? What do we do when a guy like that shows up with someone from Antifa and Black Lives Matter and claims all the things he claims? What do we do with that guy? Do we not talk to? I mean, you've talked to those guys.
I'd say it's on a case-by-case basis, and what we need to do is vet them more, before putting them out on the internet.
Yeah.
To tons of people, to let them just say what they want to say unchecked. I think a lot of people had a problem with you not pushing back on these particular issues. When Boogaloo comes up, the first thing that I'm looking up is I did a cross search of Magnus Panvidya and Kyle Rittenhouse. Boom, there, it's coming right up.
So when you would, okay.
Oh, what?
So we saw, I saw a video of him calling for unity. And so we reached out to him to interview him.
He seemed really nice.
And my jaw was on the floor.
Yeah, and so a lot of...
Yeah, and if you knew how to do just a little... Like, this guy's literally talking about doing Google searches. I mean, this is really bad. Matt Bender did a video, like, looking into the Boogaloo Boy that he brought onto his show. Tribina says, what the hell am I even listening to? Jesus. Jay Coleman says, Jimmy Dore going full boomer. But that's the thing, is like... If you're just going to fall back on, but on like total face value, I just thought it was all fine, bro. This is the, I mean, to a certain degree, this is how Joe Rogan gets away with certain things, right? Where like, or he said that, oh, bro, did you hear Antifa starting forest fires in Oregon? Like, and then he goes, oh, I'm sorry, I shared it. I should have checked up on it, right? Jimmy Dore will fall back to the same thing. I'm just a dumb comedian, right? then why are you bringing like armed people who show up to protest with guns onto your show? Because he really thinks that these are people he can ally with, that we can ally with, the left can ally with. It's totally naive. And and after interacting with enough of the people who defend him on my channel, their whole thing is really just they hate politicians and they hate the government. And okay, that's fine. You could do that, but I'm not worshiping politicians because I support some of them that actually stand with working people, like the video we watched earlier of Bernie Sanders, first speech as budget committee chairman, centering working people, centering poor people, centering Americans who are struggling. If all you want to do is hate the government, fine. Go for it. Have fun. But some of us actually want to build something. Yeah. That's how I feel about that. That's my Forrest Gump. And that's all I have to say about that. Oh, man. So let's see. Dore, I don't understand. So if fascist shows up and says he supports BLM, what do I do? What do I do? This is like Teddy. He seems like a nice guy. He's got a Hawaiian shirt on. He's invited me to Bob's Burgers. You get a burger. And talking to me about, handed me this book, The Turner Diary. I think it's a novel of some kind. I might read it. Jay Coleman. So I should vet my guest? Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, guys. I didn't properly vet my guest earlier. My high school teacher who got a vaccine. H-word Bender's video is actually very well done. Yeah. Bender is a talent. He knows, he does the work. He has a beat, and it's conspiracy and the far right and far right conspiracy theorists and far right movements and groups. He does it well. Troy Venus, I might go to an open mic just so I get access to that I'm just a dumb comedian get out of jail free card. That'd be, you could always. Why not? You do like 2 or 3 open mics, you go, I'm a comedian. You could just do that. I mean, why not just say I'm a comedian? I just found this really embarrassing, this whole Jimmy Dore thing. And I know this is very like insider left. I know I'm sure a lot of the people left here probably who are those commenting are, watch the majority report, watch a lot of this stuff. So Jimmy Dore has been a problem, and he's trying to suck up so much of the energy and, in the discourse right now. It's really upsetting. It's just upsetting. Guys, I don't want to leave just yet, but boy, do I have to hit the restroom. Let's see. Okay, so, okay. Listen, I'm going to play this one last clip of Jimmy Dore, but I'm going to run to the restroom. So if it starts to repeat, I'll be right back, I promise. But here, listen to this.
Fuck Nazis. I will always fight Nazis.
Oh, good for you, Jimmy Dore. Jeez. It's the bare minimum.
Engaging in all the hate speech. So.
All right. So, so before, as we wrap up, I just want to say fuck Nazis.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Fuck Nazis.
Fuck Nazis all day, all night. Fuck those fucking Nazis.
Fuck Nazis. I will always fight Nazis. I had one more question for you. Damn it. What was it? Let me think. Give me a minute. We're not live, so it's okay if I fucking do this.
Fair enough.
Okay, yeah. So to wrap up, Rob, the reason why I brought you on was because you reached out to me and you told me, hey, you needed to push back on that guy, and here's why.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I didn't fucking know that about that guy, and I didn't. And so I appreciated you doing that. And your critique of my interview with him is not that I shouldn't talk to that guy, but that I should have been more prepared to push back against some of the stuff that he was saying.
Correct.
Okay, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't think you can disagree with that.
And I mean, but
yeah.
Yeah, fuck Kyle Rittenhouse. Fuck that guy too.
Yeah. Yes, fuck Kyle Rittenhouse. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, and that was very helpful because I know you and you're of goodwill, and you've been slimed by in the same ways that I've been smeared and slimed, and so that's why I really appreciated you reaching out to me because you have insight into this, and it was helpful for you to tell me, how to handle an interview like that better going forward. Certainly, I thought I had put enough caveats in that interview when I was saying things like, I'm not endorsing anything. This is not. This is just what this guy's saying. I don't know. I'm just gonna have to take a minute. So that I mean, I thought.
All right, we're done beating up on Jimmy Dore. It's just too easy. It's not fair.